Today on ELN Morning.
With the North Carolina primaries coming up, we have what you need to know this morning before you head to the polls.
Theta Theta Pi is the latest addition to Greek life, and we have an exclusive interview with one of its members.
And Elon's acapella group Vital Signs will perform live in Studio B for the ELN Morning concert series.
All this and more, ELN Morning starts right now.
Good morning, Elon. Thanks so much for starting your day in Studio A. I'm Caroline Hartshorn.
And I'm Maya Eaglin. Our ELN Morning concert series is back this morning. Acapella group Vital Signs will be performing later in the show.
First, let's start with news making headlines across the nation and around the world. Paul LeBlanc is in the studio with this morning's top stories. Good morning, Paul.
Thanks, Caroline and Maya. Let's take a look. We start with President Obama planning a historic visit to Cuba in the coming weeks. He will be the first president in almost 70 years to visit the island. Obama has expressed interest in visiting the country after breaking the diplomatic freeze between the two countries maintained by the 10 previous U.S. presidents. Next, we go across the globe to Turkey. 28 people were killed in Turkey's capital, Ankara, late last night after a car filled with explosives detonated next to military buses near armed forces headquarters and other government buildings. The Turkish military condemned what it called a terrorist attack, and President Tayyip Erdogan said Turkey's determination to fight those behind the attacks would only get stronger, and the country wouldn't hesitate to exercise its right to self-defense. And in the tech world, technology giant Apple has found itself at odds with the FBI over phone records linked to the San Bernardino attacks that took place in December. The Justice Department's order does not ask Apple to abandon its encryption feature, but rather disable the feature that wipes the data on the phone after 10 incorrect tries to unlock it. The Justice Department stated it is pursuing the course, quote, in hopes of gaining crucial evidence, end quote. Apple CEO Tim Cook responded to the FBI's order in a statement on the company's website saying, quote, the U.S. government has asked us to do something we simply do not have the capacity to do and something we consider too dangerous to create. They've asked us to build a backdoor to the iPhone. Those are the stories making headlines this morning. Back to you, Maya.
Thanks, Paul. Now let's take a look at what happened today in history with this week's Throwback Thursday. Today in 1885, Tom Sawyer's best friend Huck Finn made his debut. Mark Twain published his first copy of The Adventures of Huckleberry Finn. In the U.S., his classic has been translated into over 50 languages and had 700 editions published worldwide. If you thought the ice and snow in North Carolina was bad, how about the snow in the desert? On February 18, 1979, parts of the Sahara got a half-hour snowstorm. The snowfall was the first and last for the world's largest hot desert. And 1 decade ago today, the first black athlete won an individual gold medal in the Winter Olympics. American Sonny Davis won the men's 1,000-meter speed skating in Turin, Italy. Davis went on to win the gold in the same event 4 years later in Vancouver, Canada.
A federal trial over North Carolina voter identification laws wrapped up last week and could affect college students in the upcoming election cycle. Opponents of the law compare it to modern-day Jim Crow laws, saying it disproportionately affects minority voters because they are less likely to have acceptable forms of identification. Critics of the law also say it impacts out-of-state college students because college IDs and driver's license from other states are not accepted. Forms of identification you can use are driver's license or ID cards issued by the North Carolina Department of Motor Vehicles, United States passports, and military identification cards. A ruling has not been made in the case, but is expected in the coming weeks.
With Super Tuesday and North Carolina primary elections approaching quickly, it's important for all of us to check if we are registered to vote or not. If you're not registered, our Michaela Healy found one website to make the process a little easier.
The voter registration process may have left many of you confused, but a website called TurboVote helps voters register, obtain absentee ballots, and remind them of upcoming elections. Signing up is easy. Just go to turbovote.org and get started filling out your information. First, fill out the basic information: your name, address, and citizenship. You can use your home or on-campus address. Easy, right? You then have 3 options: register to vote, vote by mail, or just sign up for reminders. The next part is deciding your party affiliation. After that, the process changes depending on where you're from. If you're from the Tar Heel State, here's what you have to do. If you're registered with a specific party, you are limited to voting in that party's primary. However, if you are unaffiliated, you are able to vote in whichever primary you choose through TurboVote. Lastly, you'll be sent to a page where you can download and print forms. All you have to do is send it to the address that TurboVote provides, and remember to fill out that absentee ballot or vote on Election Day. Happy voting!
With such a packed ballot this election cycle, what do you need to know before heading to the polls? Our Connor Delpreet is in studio to break it all down. Connor?
Thanks, Caroline. The election climate could be drastically different when the candidates arrive in North Carolina, as over 20 states will hold their primaries between now and March 15th. Two of these states include South Carolina and Nevada, both of which will be holding an election this Saturday. According to a recent CNN poll, Donald Trump has a 16-point lead over the next Republican candidate, with 38% of the vote in South Carolina. Trump currently sits on top of the Republican standings with 17 delegates, following a victory in New Hampshire, and is finding success among the evangelical voters in South Carolina. After Trump, the gap between candidates becomes much smaller, as 3 candidates are within 12 points of each other. Texas Senator Ted Cruz is sitting in second place with 22% of the votes in the same CNN poll, followed by Florida Senator Marco Rubio, who is endorsed by South Carolina Governor Nikki Haley at 14% and former Florida Governor Jeb Bush at 10%. Cruz's popularity has grown rapidly in South Carolina over the past 5 months, increasing nearly 20 points from October. Cruz comes in second behind Trump for nearly every category in the poll, but does have the most support in social issues, such as abortion and same-sex marriage. While the Republicans will be battling for the 50 delegates in South Carolina, the Democrats will be caucusing in Nevada. In a separate CNN poll released yesterday, former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton holds a narrow 1-point lead over Vermont Senator Bernie Sanders. The overall margin between Clinton and Sanders may be small in Nevada, but Clinton has 54% of the women's vote compared to Sanders with only 38%. Clinton currently sits with nearly 470 delegates going into Saturday. Sanders is looking to use younger voters to propel him to victory in Nevada, a strategy that helped him stay close with Clinton in Iowa and win New Hampshire. The senator from Vermont currently has just over 50 delegates. That's all we have for the election update. I'm Connor Delpreet. Caroline and Maya, back to you.
Thanks, Connor. Stick with Elon Local News throughout 2016 for the latest election updates.
With snow on Monday and then sunny skies yesterday, I'm not sure whether I should be bundling up or breaking out the short sleeves. Our Jenna Rohde is in downtown Elon with what kind of weather we can expect this weekend. Good morning, Jenna.
Well, good morning, ladies. It looks like we're getting a little sneak peek into spring weather out this morning. You know, lots of sun today. You can expect clear skies throughout with a high of 49, but don't quite ditch the scarf just yet. Temperatures tonight are going to drop to a chillier low of 27. Let's take a look at our Phoenix 5-day forecast. With the weekend comes a little added warmth. Tomorrow it'll be about as today with a high of 53, but the low won't be quite as cold. A good sign for spring, bringing those cooler temperatures up and above freezing to 39 degrees. Saturday, we've got a little bit of cloud coverage rolling in, but don't be alarmed. Once again, temperatures rising into the mid-60s throughout the day and low 40s in the evening. We keep getting a little warmer each day. Sunday with a high of 68. Partly cloudy skies and a low of 49. Not too shabby for mid-February. This time last year, we were seeing highs in the 30s. Monday morning, we're going to see a drop in temperatures back down to a high of 60, cloudier skies, and a 40% chance of showers towards the late afternoon and into the night. If I were you, I would grab a buddy, maybe go hiking this weekend, enjoy the sunshine, thaw out a little bit with your Phoenix 5-day forecast. I'm Jenna Rohde, back.
Coming up on ELN Morning, we talk to a member of the newest fraternity on campus.
And ladies, I have some tips to spring clean your makeup routine in this week's College Consumer. Fraternity recruitment has come to an end for most organizations on campus, but Elon's newest fraternity, Beta Theta Pi, is still adding to its brotherhood. Austin Jones, a brother from the national chapter, visited Elon to recruit for the fraternity. New member PJ Collins says his role in the organization is unique.
The people in my position, I guess it's weird to say, but we're considered founding fathers of the organization. And I know he talked to quite a few people. At one point he said he was talking to over 40 people, but now it's, I think 15 of us received bids the other day.
If you want to learn more about the organization, Beta Theta Pi will have an information desk in Moseley until March 11th.
Beta Theta Pi is a new addition to campus, but this week Elon is throwing it back with their 20th annual Jazz Festival concert. Head to McCrary Theater this Saturday at 7:30 p.m. to see jazz artists like saxophone player Dan Zinn, guitar player Chris Robinson, and a jazz ensemble.
And if jazz isn't your type of music, then walk over to McKinnon Hall, where the Periclean Scholars are holding People, Planet, Profit, Sustainable Business Summit. The hope is to create a more positive and sustainable outlook across campus.
And grab your purple paint. College Against Cancer is hosting Paint the Campus Purple Week. There are events every day next week to raise awareness for Relay for Life and the American Cancer Society. Check out our website for details on what's happening every day.
The Catholic tradition of Lent is a time for Catholics to examine their faith, and a new program for Catholics is coming from the Catholic Campus Ministry. It's allowing students to their issues outside of church. Catholic students gathered at the Holland House on South Campus Tuesday night to watch the Catholicism series by Bishop Robert Barron. Catholic Campus Ministry President Senior Chelsea Samaro decided last semester to bring deeper conversations about Catholicism to CCM community. She says one of the goals of the series is to help Catholics understand their faith without being judged. After viewing the first episode, the campus group ate dinner together and discussed their thoughts. Samaro says she wants Catholics who attend the DVD session to be comfortable and available to discuss their faith and with others who may have different beliefs.
I feel like whatever your faith is, like, it's so important to have and be grounded in it, and it's such a better experience once you understand it.
Okay, now ladies, we have all heard the term spring cleaning, but many of us often overlook our makeup supplies. When is the last time you cleaned your makeup brushes, honestly? There are a lot of expensive products you can buy to do so, but everything you need is probably already in your dorm. I'm going to show Caroline how to clean her makeup brushes.
I need it.
Yeah.
I really need some tips.
So you will need a tablespoon of soap, so just squirt that in there. Yep.
This one?
You will also need a little bit of olive oil. Extra virgin will work best.
Perfect.
And this is going to be your cleaner. Also, you will need water, towels, conditioner, and that will be good to go. Yeah, so
the dirty one?
Here is the dirty one for you to go, and you're just going to mix that up. So the soap is going to kill the bacteria, the oil is going to get the gunk out, and what you're going to do is put your hand flat and scrub, scrub, scrub.
So this is good for college students on a budget.
For sure.
Everybody can get dish soap, olive oil is not too expensive, and everybody has water.
Honestly, yeah.
Easy.
Okay, so quick speed question. How long do you think lipstick is good for? 1 year or 2 years?
I think 1 year.
It is 1 year.
Oh, really?
Yeah. How about pressed powder? Do you think 2 years or 6 months?
6 months.
It's actually 2 years.
Oh, okay.
And mascara, do you think 3 months or 6 months?
It doesn't last long, so I'm going to say 3 months.
It is 3 months.
Yeah,
so you're going to rinse this out.
Okay.
Cool. And then you're going to put a little bit of conditioner on it, and this will leave it nice and silky smooth. Perfect. And then just let it set overnight, and you will be good to go.
So it's ready the next morning.
You're ready the next morning.
That's
and
easy.
Here we have a clean one, too.
That's easy and affordable. Thanks so much, Maya. Okay, so coming up, not enough time for breakfast. We've got a protein packed to-go meal that's kind to your wallet.
And we found a local business that brings some crunch to the Carolinas.
We may only be a few weeks into the semester, but you might still need a protein pick-me-up. This week on College Cooking, Selena Guevara shows us how to make some quick and easy protein pancakes.
Rise and shine, Elon! Today, we are going to teach you how to make some quick and easy protein pancakes to keep you energized throughout the week. For this recipe, you will need a cup of flour, 2 tablespoons of vanilla protein shake, a cup of egg whites, 2 bananas, 4 teaspoons of cinnamon, and a handful of blueberries. First things first, mash the bananas and protein shake together. Use a fork to get it nice and creamy. Next, add the additional ingredients: a cup of flour, a cup of egg whites, and 4 teaspoons of cinnamon to taste. You can also fold in blueberries or a healthy mix-in of your choosing to add a little bit of pizzazz to the pancakes. Heat the stove to a medium-low setting and prepare a non-stick pan with butter. Pour in the batter and cook it until it looks golden brown with just the right amount of crispiness. Once they're done, you can dig in and enjoy. These pancakes are also delicious, served with Greek yogurt and honey. If you double the recipe, the batter can be frozen and used throughout the week, so you won't even be late to your 8 a.m. class. With this week's College Cooking, I'm Selena Guevara, ELN Morning.
Jenna told us earlier it's going to be a beautiful day today, and if pancakes doesn't satisfy your sweet tooth, what about some ice cream? Our Gary Grumback traveled to Hillsborough, North Carolina to get the scoop on the Maple View ice cream store.
Take one look around Hillsborough, North Carolina, and you may feel like you're in the middle of nowhere. You'll see more cows than buildings. But one is a sweet escape.
I think that's what draws people out, is the location itself. It's a nice getaway from the busy hustle and bustle of daily life. It gives people time to come out here and relax and kind of rejuvenate as they eat their ice cream and look around at the scene.
Allison Nichols has worked as a partner and manager at Maple View Farm Ice Cream since 2000. Located just outside Chapel Hill, customers don't have to look very far to find where their treat came from.
Maple View is not only ice cream, it's a destination. It is a true cow-to-cone operation where you're able to come out, enjoy delicious ice cream, while at the same time enjoy like the ambiance of the front porch and the farm, the cows grazing in the distance, the fields with crops growing. So it's a whole experience.
And this experience is a local one. Nearly everything sold at Maple View is made in the Tar Heel State. The milk, cheese, and eggs available at Maple View travel less than a mile to get to the store. Even though most of the ingredients for the goods sold at Maple View are produced just a short drive away, Nichols says not everyone in North Carolina understands where their food is really coming from. That's a lesson she learned as a teacher in Durham.
There were kids living in inner city Durham that had never seen a cow. We were doing a nutrition lesson one morning and we were talking about milk, and I had this one little kid, and I'll never forget. He got so excited because he said, there's a Coca-Cola man, there has to be a milkman. But that's as far as he could trace milk back. He couldn't trace it to the actual source.
Nichols wanted to change that. With a background in education and help from Maple View Farms owner Bob Nutter, Nichols opened the Maple View Agricultural Education Center in 2009. Less than a mile from the store, the center explores the state's different agricultural practices. And of course, no North Carolina business is without a little friendly rivalry.
We also have Carolina Crunch, which is probably our most popular outside of vanilla and chocolate. It's a vanilla base with Butterfinger, Heath Bar, and caramel bits in it. We had to come up with a Devil's Delight to keep everybody happy. So we have some Jeep fans that want to order the Carolina Crunch, but they just can't bring themselves to saying the name.
Carolina Crunch, Devil's Delight, and more than 100 specialty flavors make up Maple View's constantly changing menu. A welcome taste for customers of all ages.
So this is a farm, an ice cream store, a milk store, and a classroom learning experience. How do you do it all?
With not a lot of sleep, but it makes it all worth it. We want people to have a wonderful experience when they come here. We want people to enjoy their ice cream. We want them to get their milk.
And they do in droves. Even on a cold February afternoon, crowds make the trip down country roads, past the cows, for a taste of Hillsborough happiness.
Coming up, Vital Signs is performing live in Studio B. You're watching ELN Morning.
Welcome back. Joining us live in Studio B is Elon Acapella group Vital Signs. The group recently won 3rd place in the International Championship for Collegiate Acapella in Orlando, Florida.
And their 3rd annual Make-A-Wish concert is this Saturday at 7:30 in Whitley Auditorium. Good morning, guys. Thank you so much for being here.
So can you just tell us briefly what this benefit concert is and why we should go to it?
Yeah, absolutely. So this will be our third annual Make-A-Wish benefit concert, and Make-A-Wish is an organization that's dedicated to granting wishes to children with terminal illnesses to bring them strength, joy, and hope, and just really give them the best experience. So we are doing this because of our Vital Signs former member. His younger sister Bella was a Wish Kid and leukemia survivor. So she's the inspiration for this concert, and it means a lot to us, and we would love for everybody to come. 100% of the benefits, 100% of the proceeds go towards Make-A-Wish Central and Western North Carolina. So we'd love for everybody to come.
That's awesome. I went last year. Amazing. Very much worth the trip out there. Okay, well, we're going to let you guys sing it out. Great. Thanks so much for joining us.
That's all we have for you today. Yep, and sing us out.
Thanks, guys.
Baby, baby, babe, I'm coming home to your tender, sweet loving. You're my one and only woman. The world leaves a bitter taste in my mouth, girl. You're the only one that I want. I wanna be around you. I wanna be around you, girl. I wanna be around you, girl. Ooh, be around you, babe. Baby, I would be grieving if you wanted to leave me all alone now by myself. I don't want nobody else. The world leaves a bitter taste in my mouth, girl. You're the only one that I want. I wanna be around. Baby, babe, I'm coming home to your tender, sweet loving. You're my one and only woman. The world leaves a bitter taste in my mouth, girl. You're the only one that I want. I wanna be around you. I wanna be around you, girl. I wanna be around you, girl. Ooh, be around you, babe.